Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a quick gear review, but first I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that's been supporting this channel, watching these videos, subscribe to the channel, and dropping all those comments. I mean, all of that really motivates me to do more content. And of course, I'm already doing 3 videos a week, but if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel and you do enjoy this content, consider hitting that subscribe button. It's really something that again motivates me to do these videos. And another thing is I really like hearing your questions and comments in the comment sections of each video. And a lot of the content that I create here and the videos that I do come from questions from viewers just like you. So if you have any questions, even if it doesn't pertain to the topic of the video that you're watching, please drop a comment in the comment section. I see pretty much all of the comments, and I will get to your question if I have the answers to it. I don't know everything, but the things that I do know pretty well, I like to do videos on. So drop a comment below, ask your question, and I'll probably end up doing a video just like this based on your question. All right, so let's get to the review. And for today's review, we're going to be talking about Seaguar TactX Braid. There we go. So TactX Braid is a braided line that came out 2 years ago at ICAST. I think it was 2020. And really what Seaguar was trying to do is they already had Smackdown, which is their premium braid. It's an 8 carrier braid, very, very smooth, very strong. And so they already had the Smackdown, but they wanted a more value priced braided line. So what they ended up coming out with is TactX, and TactX is roughly around half the price of Smackdown. It's quite a bit different of a braid, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. We're going to get into that. But Smackdown, I think, is $29.99 retail for 150 yards. Seaguar TactX is $16.99 for 150 yards, somewhere around that price point. So almost half the price of Smackdown. So the different qualities that TactX has is, number one, it's got a 4-strand or 4-carrier braid. So 4-carrier braid means that it's going to be a little bit rounder. It's going to be a little bit tighter of a weave. And another thing that's really different about it is that it is very camo. It's a camo coloration, so you got a lot of tans, greens, and browns in there. It really does blend in with a lot of different environments very, very well. And another really cool thing about TactX, especially when you're already considering that it's a value-priced braid, is the fact that in the pack you get a little bonus, a little bit better than a Cracker Jack prize. You get a 5-yard sample of 100% fluorocarbon. And we actually, and when I say we were, I'm talking about Seaguar pros, we actually had our input in what size fluorocarbon they should put in with a certain size braid. So for this one, we've got 50-pound TactX, and then it's paired with a 20-pound fluorocarbon leader. So overall, I mean, it's really cool that this is a value-priced braid. And it also comes with that bonus leader material that you can tie on if that's what you like to do. Of course, I use fluorocarbon leaders all the time on my spinning gear with braid. I generally don't do it that much with bait casting gear and heavy heavy vegetation or heavy cover situations, but a lot of people do. I know some very, very good fishermen that talk about putting a fluorocarbon leader on their braided line, and they do really well with it. So, but you have the option there. And so, all right, so it's camo, it's low price, it's got a firmer, rounder, weave with the 4-carrier braid. And so what does that all kind of make as far as what type of situations you want to throw the TactX braid versus, something like Smackdown? So first off, I'll mention Smackdown is still my #1 choice for fishing, flipping and pitching tactics, where I want a braid that's super smooth to be very stealthy going in and out of cover. I don't want that like sawing sound. I don't want any sound going into that cover at all. But with TactX, you've definitely got a more, they call it a pebble feel to it. It's got a little bit more of that sawing texture to it, and that's not a bad thing. That's actually a really good thing. And what that nice kind of rough texture does for you is, I've found when you're making long casts through vegetation, that texture will actually saw through grasses like Kissimmee grass or reeds or lily pads, any of those type of vegetations. This will saw right through it. It's pretty awesome for that. And because it's a rounder weave in general, it doesn't tend to dig into the spool very much, which is really important, especially for making really long casts. You don't like to have a braid that digs into the spool, and then when you make a long cast, it just catches on a knot or something like that. It makes it really easy to make long casts. So even though I'm using Smackdown for like my flipping and pitching techniques, pretty much all my long range tactics, such as throwing top waters or throwing like a Z-Man turbo fatties over grass flats, throwing frogs, anytime I'm trying to make long casts with braided line, TactX has actually become my #1 choice for that, because of that 4-carrier round weave. And so it's a really good option for all those things that I just mentioned. And other than that, I haven't had any issues at all with any breakages. It seems to be an extremely strong braid, and yeah, so it's been a very good experience so far with TactX, and I've used it in a lot of different tournament situations, and will continue to do so. So anyways, guys, that is my review of the TactX braid. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. I'm going to see you out on the water. Take care.